Battle of Reval. The naval Battle of Reval took place on May 13, 1790 during the Russo-Swedish War, off the port of Reval. Undaunted by the Swedish defeats and failures during 1789, the Swedish king, Gustav III, sent the battle fleet under his brother Prince Karl, Duke of Södermanland, to eliminate Admiral Shishagof's Russian squadron, which had wintered in the harbour at Reval. General Admiral Duke Karl approached Reval with 26 ships of the line and large frigates mounting a combined 1,680 cannon. Shishagov, preparing to meet the enemy in the harbour, formed a battle line made up of 9 ships of the line and the frigate Venus. The Russian fleet was anchored in a line going from Reval harbour towards the Aimsey Peninsula. The first line consisted of 9 ships of the line and frigates. In the second line, 4 frigates, Podrazislav, Slava, Nadezhda Blagopolikaya, and Pryomislav. 2 bomb vessels were deployed on the flanks. The third line was composed of 7 launches. The Swedish fleet under the command of General Admiral Duke Karl of Södermanland consisted of 22 ships of the line, 4 frigates, and 4 smaller vessels. It entered the harbour and started passing by the anchored Russian ships. Due to strong winds and inaccurate aiming, most Swedish projectiles ricocheted past their targets, while the Russian ships that were anchored within the protected area of the harbour were able to use their guns much more effectively. The ship of the Swedish General Admiral, which could not be brought into the wind due to a rigging problem, was forced to drift towards Rostislav and received major damage from grapeshot. The 64-gun battleship Prince Karl, 15th the Swedish line, lost her rudder to Russian fire and had to strike her colours. The Duke of Södermanland directed the battle from the frigate Ulla Fersen, beyond the range of Russian fire. After a 2-hour artillery duel he ordered his ships to break off the engagement, hence the last 10 ships of Swedish line veered off without firing a shot. The Swedish ship Riksenstander hit the reef north of Ina Island. Swedish attempts to dislodge her failed, and the Swedes were forced to burn her so that the Russians would be unable to take her. The Battle of Reval was a resounding Russian victory. The Swedes lost 2 ships of the line, and were forced to retreat despite their almost twofold numerical superiority. Swedish losses were 51 killed, 81 wounded, and 250 captured. Russian losses were 8 killed and 27 injured. Contemporary sources reported Russian casualties of 4 killed, 7 seriously and 18 lightly wounded, with almost 400 Swedish sailors, soldiers, and officers captured and presumably 130 killed. After the battle the Swedish fleet partially repaired at the sea, and then sailed away east of Hogland Island.